Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live. Wow, I derped on the intro.
Oh, fuck me.
Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet. This is the Gaming Saloon for May 31st, 2020, with your host, Peacemaker244H, and Rapid Epsilon.
Hi.
With Locke here.
Yeah, because why not? Why do fucking Tweedledee and Tweedledum have to be here?
I have no idea who you're referencing.
The fucking machine gunners.
Oh, okay.
The fucking impenetrable bullshit, non-killable fuckers.
The people that make Glock really, really mad.
Yep. So yeah, we have, I would say, a short show because I went for like 3 hours on Civ 6 and then us talking about stuff. So
Yep.
we don't have to do anything extra tonight.
Which works.
Yep, because I could not also find a tier maker to do. I was trying to find another writer one, but I couldn't really find a good one to do.
Boom, bitch. RPGs are beautiful. I was about to say, how many does it take to kill you?
More than necessary, probably.
More than what you have.
It takes 3 direct RPG shots to kill one of them. What kind of bullshit?
But I guess before we hit the kind of the short list of stuff news-wise to talk about, Tommy, you been playing anything interesting the last couple weeks?
Not really. Like, the only thing of note is I've got some more Starlink figures.
I'm sure those are
I
like...
went ahead and unlocked that all on the digital version, so now I don't actually need the figures.
Ah.
So,
I thought you were asking what Starlink was?
No, how is it? Like, I know what it is. It was the Xbox One. I don't know if it was multiple consoles or not.
It is multiple consoles, because the Switch version gives you an R-Wing and Fox to play with.
That's right. I remember that. But yeah, how is it? Because I remember it being showcased, and then again, it's one of those games that if you don't play it, it never gets talked about again.
It's in my opinion the best Star Fox game we've had in quite some time.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's fine. I haven't played it since I initially played it, but like a while back. Mostly the R-Wing has done is just been on my shelf because, oh look, the cheapest R-Wing I could ever get to put on a shelf. The next highest number is $200 for an R-Wing.
Jesus.
And bear in mind, a R-Wing. Not just like any R-Wing, just a R-Wing. Unless you want to count like the Fox McCloud World of Nintendo figure that comes with a little small R-Wing, which I also have. But that's like about the same price of what I paid for Starlink, which was like $20.
Damn.
Yeah, it went stupidly on sale on Amazon, like, what was it, last year?
I think so.
Yeah, it was like right around Christmas time. It was like stupidly cheap on Amazon for like $10 for the Switch starter set, like $10-$20, and I was like, fuck, fine, I'll buy this. And I think it's still that price, actually.
Probably.
I have to say, sorry, again, bringing it off topic, I have to say the saving grace of 2 when it comes to the bullshit combat sometimes is how fucking life-saving the grenades are.
It's still about $20, but from someone else on Amazon. The Xbox One is also like $15 from someone else. And PS4 is... You can buy it from Amazon, and it's like 23 and change. Oh, and I bought mine for 10. $10 for the starter set.
Nice.
Like, new in box, mind you. And it was also that same price on Best Buy, too, at the same time. It was... Nobody wanted this anymore.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it just kind of sat there and flopped. It used Splash and it wasn't very effective.
Yeah. It's a Toys to Life game in the time period where Toys to Life stuff was on the decline. And the only thing that has survived that is Amiibo. And even that is, like, out the door at this point, really.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, I can't think of anything.
I'm still chipping away at Persona 5 Royal. I'm past the twist, which means I'm past Casino Palace. And I'm on to, like, kind of the end game of the original, where you're on to kind of the second to last dungeon with Cheeto's Palace? I think that's the name I'm thinking of. More or less, Cruise Ship Palace. But it's now third to last because there's another dungeon past it.
So, quick question. Are the Persona games like the Final Fantasy games, or do they actually have continuity between them?
They have more referential continuity. It's more of a case of, like, for instance, in Persona 5, you can get a poster, and it's described as an idle poster. It doesn't tell you who's on the poster, but when you look at it, you see it's Rise from Persona 4.
Right, Rise is the main character, the actual cover guy for Persona 4, right?
No. Girl. No, she's your, like, second navigator in Persona 4.
Ah.
And I believe Naoto, who's the detective that's on your party in Persona 4, gets referenced in Persona 5 in, like, some background dialogue. It's more referential and more of... There's a lot of theming and stuff that is consistent between the games. With, like, the Velvet Room and all that. But, like, you don't need to have played, like, 3 or 4 to play 5. You can just play 5.
Gotcha.
But bear in mind, you're in for a long playthrough. Like, you're in for... I think, depending on your playstyle, you're in for about an 80 to 100 hour journey on your first playthrough. And personally speaking, it took me 200 hours to platinum Persona 5 Original. And that's 2 complete playthroughs to do that. Well, I didn't need to do 2 complete playthroughs to platinum it, but I did it anyway because I wanted to. Which is why it's 200 hours. It's less than that technically, but I still went 200 hours. But yeah, that's kind of it. Fortnite has decided to delay its season start for another week, so... Oh, look, I have no reason to go back to Fortnite now for another week. To check out the new season and see if I am interested. But Glock, do you have anything you want to mention?
Uncharted, Spider-Man, fuck The Last of Us. Random little indie games. Oh, and Cloudpunk. I don't know if y'all have heard much about Cloudpunk. It was
don't think I have.
It's this weird cyberpunk courier service game that's really, really well made. It's kind of it's kind of like a isometric, pixelated experience, but it's really well made, and the the voice acting and the interaction between everyone is really, really well made. I would have to say I'm trying to think. That's mostly about it. I'm probably going to be borrowing God of War from my little cousin as well and playing through that. I know I started on that, and I got and I believe I got past the first stranger fight.
That turned out pretty well from all I've seen and heard.
Oh yeah, everything I have heard about it is that was a phenomenal game, so I'm excited to play through it. But
it took to someone pointing it out in a video, saying like, "Yeah, this game's technically one long cut."
Yeah, there's no loading screens as far as I know.
Well, I meant like movie style. It's one long cut because that's how it's portrayed. Like movie wise, it's just one long cut.
Oh yeah, the camera never goes off of them, or it pans and kind of gives that movie style. So yeah.
But anything else? I will take the silence as a no.
Sorry, I'm looking at Nathan's book. No, I think that's about it. If I remember anything, I'll bring it up later because I love to interrupt, the continuity of our conversations.
All right, then. Let's talk news! Last of Us 2 had a state of play this week, and we're not talking about that. Because
you don't want to be kicked off of Twitch?
No, because, it was just kind of very standard Last of Us gameplay. There wasn't anything, super surprising there that hasn't already been talked about to some degree in a previous look at Last of Us 2, to be honest.
Okay, but my point is, the more we talk about it, the more likely we're going to be DMCA'd.
Well, we're not talking about that footage, but instead we're talking about the install size of it, because, oh boy, would you like to take a shot in the dark at what the install size is of Last of Us 2?
Alright, shot in the dark. 126 gigs, and that's without day one update. With day one update, 150.
You, my friend, are over.
Oh, okay.
It is 100 gigs minimum.
With day one update, it's going to be 150. It's a 50 gig update.
No, that's actually all of it. The main game's only 78 gigs.
Oh, okay.
Day one patches are probably pushing it to about 100. Which is not the 6 terabytes that is Call of Duty Modern Warfare. But if you are only have a 500 gig PlayStation 5, not 5, PlayStation 4, this is about a fifth of your hard drive space. So, Tommy, how do you feel about this? Oh, Tommy?
Did he pass out?
That or Discord broke and he can't hear me.
No.
Okay. How do you feel about Last of Us 2 being a chunky game?
I don't know.
I was about also, Glock, I wouldn't worry. We're not talking about the spoilers.
Okay, I'm not even saying that. What I'm saying is Sony got DMCA'd for releasing their own trailer by themselves. They DMCA'd themselves on their own trailer.
Well, that's YouTube.
At this point, they don't give a damn. They're trying to wipe everyone.
We'll worry about it. We're not showing the trailer. What we are going to be talking about is next week, we have a PlayStation 5 reveal. Well, technically not that, but we have PlayStation 5 compatibility for PlayStation 4 titles.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. You go ahead.
Okay. Apparently, July 13th is the cutoff to retain compatibility for updates for going forward to PlayStation 5. So if you come out after July 13th, that might be a problem.
Oh, are there gems on each of them? Maybe, because that's got an emerald.
But also, there's a PlayStation 5 reveal next week with probably some of the launch lineup, and maybe we'll get to see the box this time. For realsies this time.
Either that or they'll just keep talking about its teraflops.
I love that phrase because it has inherent karmic value, and I need it.
Yellow and red. I didn't see why yellow.
But yeah, June 4th is the date for that, and hey, we know when PS4 titles are going to be compatible, more or less, depending on the release date, so yay! In movie news, have either one of you seen the Sonic movie?
No.
I have not, but I actually want to see it because from what I understand, it was decent.
Yes, but it made enough money, it's getting a sequel!
Cool.
With the director and writers attached to it from the first one.
Cool. Can't wait to see what they do with Jim Carrey as Eggman, because he finally went like full Eggman I believe at the end of it, as far as I know.
So yeah, Sonic movie, yay! And things we might be able to talk about. I was just telling you, Glock, about this earlier, but rumors have it that Kingdom Hearts TV on the Disney Plus, which isn't the first time this has happened. There's actually been a Kingdom Hearts TV show that was in production long time ago, back right after KH1's release. It was in production but got canceled. There's concept art and stuff for it, but this might happen again on Disney Plus in some form. I don't think we have any major details on this. CGI probably. How do you guys feel about this?
Well, actually, you know what? Is it going to be a live action show? Do we know much about it? If it's not going to be a live action show, it could very well be like a Disney's attempt at an anime show.
I'm seeing CGI described in the article.
So maybe mixed?
It's saying full CGI, possibly.
I feel like there'll be a lot of dings.
Yeah, there probably will be a lot of ding. I feel mixed on this as someone who has played Kingdom Hearts 3 and has quickly learned from playing Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind of I've not liked Kingdom Hearts for its story, have I? I've liked it for its gameplay. The story is nonsense. And the more they do with it, the less I like it.
The story is utter nonsense.
Yeah. And after everything they did in 3, I'm just like, oh, I want off this train. I want off this train. I don't care what you're teasing with Remind. I want off. I'm done. I'll see you in whenever these come out, and you maybe have reined in Nomura a little.
So you'll see them in 10 more years?
Probably.
Alright. This has officially got me confused.
It's Glock's puzzle solving, I assume.
I'm in the room with the 4 symbols: the tiger, the dragon, the bird, and the lion. You know, fire, water, earth, and air. I got the correct blocks and the correct locations that unlocked the spinning symbols, and I have absolutely no idea what to do with the symbols, and Drake's book does not fucking help.
I cannot help you. I don't remember the puzzles.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong page. Never mind.
Well, that was your first mistake then.
Okay, simple enough. All right, so where's air?
But you know what else we can talk about that is technically movie related?
Oh boy.
You know how everyone was all excited about the last reveal from this last year's Game Awards? That Fast and Furious game?
There was a Fast and Furious game?
There is now.
There was a reveal at the Game Awards about a Fast and Furious game?
Yes, it was the last reveal at this last year's Game Awards.
Wow. That's really?
Yes.
I
They ended the show on it. Well, good news if you didn't, because there's now a trailer with gameplay. Oh, it doesn't look good.
Okay, are we talking gameplay as in...
Gameplay.
Okay, so not Xbox gameplay.
Yes. It does not look good. So, you know how Grand Theft Auto 5 has that whole swap character on the fly thing?
Oh, God.
What if you had to do that for boss fights in cars and hope the AI is in the correct position for you to do stuff?
That's a terrible idea.
What if also you just drive forward and you just shoot at vehicles forever in boss fights?
I don't even anymore.
Okay. Yeah, it does. This does not look very good. Like it looks like a. It kind of reminds me of what Need for Speed has tried to be recently, but also not good.
It reminds you of Payback? That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing at all. Payback was shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and I can hear the Need for Speed fans crying blasphemy. Go whine in your corner because Heat was just as fucking terrible. Here's my middle finger to all of you.
Also, half of this gameplay shows these slowdown moments, and I'm just like, why? Why does this game have so much slowdown? Stop it.
Sounds like it's trying to be fucking Burnout then.
Also, you have Vin Diesel and Rodriguez? I can't think of her first name. Doing voiceover work for this. They sound so enthused to be here.
Oh boy.
Air is green. I sound like I'm fucking high, okay? I'm aware. I am
Also,
aware of what this game is making me sound like.
Also, I'm pretty sure you take, like, basically no damage in this game the entire time. Because the last clip actually shows you taking damage, and it was just, like, chip damage.
Well, maybe they did what Days Gone did. I remember in Days Gone that giant horde of zombies for E3, and then they were like, oh, by the way, there's no way you can last through this. In the real game, they're going to be much harder to kill. It's like, then why the fuck did you show us this?
A car drives through a jet engine backfire from a plane taking off. It takes, like, a very minuscule amount of damage.
Sorry, you're telling me he drove through instant death and didn't die?
Yes.
No.
Well, it comes out in August for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and Steam. Are you excited?
Not really, no.
Good, neither am I. This looks bad. This looks like a nice contender for not good game of the year.
This
Look,
sounds
as
bad.
long as it's not Rambo levels of bad, it'll be all right. Or better yet, as long as it's not that last Fast and Furious game levels of bad. Or does no one remember that other that other Fast and Furious game? Because I remember that other Fast and Furious game, and apparently now that I'm remembering them showing off the Fast and Furious game at the Game Awards, no one at the Game Awards remembered the Fast and Furious game because they were like, "Oh my God, the first Fast and Furious game ever!" And I'm like, "That's not the first Fast and Furious game ever."
Well, it's also not the first one either, because you also had that one Need for Speed game that really wanted to be Fast and Furious.
Payback?
Yes. Wasn't there one before that, like a couple years ago?
No, because before Payback was the redo of something City.
Most Wanted.
Yeah, that.
Okay.
It was a redo of Most Wanted, which apparently went over well, even though it felt nothing like the original game. I don't know. I'll be honest. Need for Speed in recent years has just been shit, in my opinion.
Well, it's because they've got the Criterion devs on it, and they don't want to make Need for Speed. They want to make Burnout, and well, this and that are two different things.
Yeah, no fucking kidding. Because I remember Need for Speed used to have a fucking heart and soul. Fucking Carbon was prime proof of that, and now it feels completely dead.
Well, it's also EA, which is...
Oh, but EA's not the bad guys. EA's not the bad guys. Don't you remember? I mean, they give us the joy of surprise mechanics in their games.
They also give us the joys of microtransactions. No, it's not microtransactions. It's surprise mechanics. Don't you remember? That's not the way people see it. They look at it the same way they look at like Kinder eggs.
You know, I just watched a video recently from Matt McBustles on his What Happened series where he covered Battlefield 5. Oh, that did not go over well.
No, that game did that. What happened with Battlefield 5 was what could have happened with Battlefront 2. So,
you mean because they were working on both games at the same time? And then went, oh shit, we have to fix Battlefront 2. Oh no, we can't support Battlefield 5. Oh no.
I think it's more of a, you know, they very easily could have done exactly the same thing they did with Battlefield 5 that they did with Battlefront 2. And the reason I say that is because Battlefield 5, they didn't want to improve it. From the very start, nobody was interested in working on the game. As a matter of fact, there are developers that have commented on it and said that game was legitimately a cash grab. No one there wanted to work on a World War II Battlefield. No one. None of them were interested in Battlefield 5 at all. So it was dead on arrival just because there was no love put into it. It was just a cash grab. That's it.
It probably didn't help that EA went, oh wait, Battlefield 1 sold like 27 million copies? We need another one of those like now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anywho, that's all we have for news this week. It's just not much else.
Well, actually, there's a little bit more. You didn't talk about the bullshit surrounding fucking G2A, the news surrounding it.
I assume it's G2A did something stupid, which sounds normal for G2A, to be honest.
G2A admitted that there might have been stolen keys sold on their site, and they didn't say that they were going to pay anybody back, because of course not. They did state that they are going to work on reducing the possibility of stolen keys being sold on their site.
Sure, like the last time they said that.
Yeah.
Anywho, releases. We are in some nice drought time. Starting at the top of this. So, kicking off today on the 31st, Evans Remains for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Ever Forward for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, The Bolt Age for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and The Coma 2 Vicious Sisters for PlayStation 4 and Switch.
Sure is a lot of love for Xbox going on right now.
To be fair, that's the order of the releases we do the releases in.
Oh.
So, kicking off for our June releases, on the 1st, Do Not Feed the Monkeys for Switch. On the 2nd, Liberated for Switch. On the 3rd, Awesome P2 for Xbox One and Switch, and Depth of Extinction for Xbox One. On the 4th, Depth of Extinction the next day on Switch, The Takeover for Switch, and Tour de France 2020 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. On the 5th, we have Bridge Strike for Switch, Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics for Switch, which is probably the most important game on this list so far.
Probably.
Cyber Protocol for Xbox One, Night Spread for Switch, Out Buddies DX for Xbox One and Switch, Pinball Lockdown for Switch, Rigid Force Redux for Xbox One and Switch, Strawberry Vinegar for Switch, The Outer Worlds for Switch. I forgot that was coming to Switch. It probably may not be the best on Switch.
I still find the whole scenario involving the Outer Worlds interesting.
So what, the original Fallout devs went, fuck you, we want to make a Fallout game. Oh look, we made a Fallout game right when Fallout did bad.
Well, more or less for me, it was interesting that they basically went, alright, we're gonna say fuck you to Bethesda. Succeeded in saying fuck you to Bethesda, and then went dead silent. Just, I find it interesting because what was the point if not to gain some kind of, larger fan base? Was it legitimately just to fuck with Bethesda? That's it? There was no other reason? You had no other interest other than fuck you, Bethesda? Because it really feels like that's all it was. I mean, they could have gotten a pretty large fan base off of that one shot, basically. But, I mean...
Depends on what they do next.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They talked about DLC and then haven't mentioned anything.
Well, when was that DLC going to, projected to come out?
Supposed to be this year. Supposed to be mid this year. And
what happened this year?
Fair enough. But what I'm saying is they could have given some kind of...
Yeah.
They have not given any update to anyone about the Outer Worlds. Nothing. They could have given somebody a heads up saying, hey, because of the coronavirus, we had to do this and this and this. So we're not going to be able to keep up with our original timeline. We'll get back to you when we know more.
Yeah.
Simple solution, but that is not what happened.
Yeah. Well, in other releases for that day, we have Sims 4 Echo Lifestyle for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. They came from the sky for Switch, and we were here together for Xbox One. On the 6th!
Wait, you're telling me there is another Sims 4 pack coming out?
There have been several Sims 4 packs.
Oh my god, they just keep coming. Like, what the fuck?
I mean,
that's all. But the problem is, that's pretty much the only game my wife plays. And she loves the packs.
I was about to say, you're surprised by this? Because I think Sims 3 had like 12 DLC packs.
Yeah.
I'm saying my wallet is screaming.
I mean...
Listen, miss, $20-$40 a pack.
Look, I'm used to hearing the screams of people's wallets. I frequent Toku forums. I hear that every day, anytime something gets announced. I just go, well, it's your choice in the matter, so it's your money. I just ask that you pet it before you make it hurt. Anywho, on the 6th, Patata Fairy Flower for Switch, and Super Hollow Bunny's Paws Cafe for Switch. On the 9th, we have 1971 Project Helios for Xbox One and Switch, Demon's Tier Plus for PlayStation 4, Vita, and Switch, Jump King for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch, Project Warlock for PlayStation 4, The Elder Scrolls Online Greymore expansion for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and yes, Memories of Celestia for PlayStation 4. On the 10th, Demon's Tier Plus for Xbox One and Isle of Spirits for Xbox One. On the 11th, Ancestors Legacy for Switch. Beyond Blue for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Prison Architect Island Bound for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and Switch. And Project Warlock for Switch. And on the 12th, Dots 8 for Switch. Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath Collection for Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and Switch. I guess it's just everything bundled together instead of separate, I assume, for the DLC.
Yeah, that's all it is. They're selling it for $60. It's literally everything, including Aftermath, which is a pretty killer deal considering 10. They didn't come out with a pack like that for a while, and when they came out with the pack, it still cost like 70 or $80.
Unfortunately, people had to have the conversation of, well, sometimes you get fucked on price early if you buy a game at launch sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, you absolutely do. It's no doubt about that. You can easily get fucked over on price with games.
Yep.
I mean, Destiny is a prime example of that.
I mean, just about any game with any type of DLC that then releases a definitive edition with said DLC, with no real updates besides just here's the DLC with it for the exact same price as that case, and that's quite a number of games.
Well, I have to give the argument that, you know, for a lot of the games, the price goes down just because, you know, they're making less money, so they're trying to give you a better deal to make you consider buying the game. So I get that for most games. But oh shit, that was a shotgun. Sorry. But games like Destiny pissed me off because when Destiny came out, like y'all remember, it was fucking barren. And I paid for the fucking, you know, the digital. Oh no, I didn't pay for the digital collector's edition. I paid for the physical collector's edition. So y'all know I paid a lot of money for that game, and it was shit.
And then the real content for it wasn't even fucking included with the collector's edition. What the fuck? That's how you can get fucked, is when the people that make the game decide they're gonna fuck you over just because they can.
Consumed it. Oh no, never mind.
What?
You said fuck, and you said fuck, and then it just extended into the void, and I was just like, oh no, the void has consumed you. No, the void consumed me.
Yep, the void consumed you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because nothing sounded weird on stream side.
Yeah.
So the void consumed you.
Good. Great.
But I mean, you know, there are games where it legitimately tries its hardest to fuck you, and you know, I have nothing against Bungie. Okay, I'm a hardcore OG Halo fan, so of course I have nothing against Bungie. But Destiny was just a fucked up situation.
Also, I'm uber glad you said OG Halo. 343 Halo, that's a whole another can of worms that I don't feel like opening.
I feel like 343 Halo is still Halo. It's just
no.
It's like the Marvel What If series in my head. OG Halo was the way Halo really ended. While
343 Halo was Halo until 5 came out, and then nope.
Then it became Codlo.
Was interesting.
4, it was already kind of there with the multiplayer.
Yeah. 5 had an interesting story. The gameplay was where I had an issue.
5's problem is it leans too hard on its expanded material to like give any characterization to like the new cast.
Yeah, I mean, I'm one of the few people that I'm probably one of the very few people that did watch the show, but I know there's going to be a lot of people that just never fucking touched the show. So
it's more than that, because you have the books as well, and that's where the characterization comes in for like the rest of Locke's squad is the books.
Well, not all of them. Not all of them, because you have what's his name from ODST.
Well,
yeah,
that, and also the books kind of help you out with Chief's team too.
Yeah, if you've never read any of the books, you're just going, wait, who the fuck are these people with Chief, and how the fuck do they know him, and why are they old friends?
And
never read any of the books, so yeah.
That's the part where I'm like, you know what? No. And it's not a case of me looking from the outside in. No, I've played the first bit of 5, and I'm just like, nope, can't get into it. It just don't feel right.
As someone who's read those books and has those books on their shelf at the moment, I'm even like, yeah, no, you shouldn't do that.
It's one of those that, truthfully, Master Chief Collection is it. That's it for Halo's story for me. 5 can just be in its own little corner there and exist, and no.
Yeah. But to wrap up releases real quick, Pewpaw for Switch, Project Warlock for Xbox One, Super Toy Cars 2 for Switch, and Warbound for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and Switch. Yeah. I'm not looking forward to that Halo reveal in July.
I'm not either.
I don't know. I really don't know. I think there's a little bit of hope, I guess, for me. And I know that sounds terrible, because I know it's probably gonna bite me in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
But I think 343 is just, they're running into the issue of what was Bungie's original games before Halo?
Marathon.
they're running that. They're running into the marathon issue. They're trying to feel out what they want to be.
Well, the problem with 5 is that the core team that did 5 wasn't the core team that did 4.
True.
It was the Spartan Ops team.
I never played Spartan Ops, so I have no idea what the fuck that game is, other than, isn't that the top-down shooter?
No, that's the multiplayer co-op stuff in 4.
Oh, okay.
Which is fine. Because they only had to add to the story that 4 was telling.
But then they went and did their own thing.
And you could definitely tell there's not story writers there.
Yep. I was about to say, go ahead. I'm looking up something real quick.
The reason I say that is because, yeah, it would be one thing if they maybe gave you a quick little, here's how all of them came together kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't. They just expect you to know.
Yep. I would say, if you're interested in hearing the story of Halo 5's development, Reykjavik, I think I'm pronouncing that right, on YouTube. Raycevick. He did a 1 year later video on Halo 5 detailing its production. That's where I know the Spartan Ops team was the one who did it. Was from that video. And it details the development of all the Halo games. And all the Mass Effect games. Like years later.
I'm
It's
also
really
one of the few people that actually enjoyed Andromeda despite its glitches. And yes, I ran into some of its glitches. So no one can sit there and say, oh, you just enjoyed it because you didn't run into the glitches. No, I ran into the glitches. I just still enjoyed it. And I would love to see an Andromeda 2, even though it'll probably never fucking happen.
You'll probably enjoy Reykjavik's video too, because he enjoys it. He just runs into the problem of, you really only need to play like this one way, and that's kind of it. with all of the powers and stuff.
I feel like
I remember heavily leaning towards engineer just because the fucking turrets were invaluable.
I feel like with a game like that, glitches kind of help make it be its own thing.
It gives it a bit of personality.
Granted, that could be the speedrun side of me being like, that probably has some kind of exploit value. The thing is, if you don't go back and fix certain things quick enough, then that's a problem.
It might also help, I think, for some people that you might have gotten to play as the wrong character for Andromeda.
I'm not sure what you mean.
You might have been better off playing as the dad instead of his kids.
Yeah, but I think if you would have played as the dad, it would have been harder to, drip feed what was going on. Again, spoiler territory, because I run into spoilers a lot without speaking it, but spoiler territory for anybody that doesn't want to listen to it. One second.
Well, I think that, and also for a lot of people being like, this feels like Mass Effect 1. Just feels like the beats of Mass Effect 1 kind of all over again. Just maybe not as interesting.
Which that's not really a problem on its own.
Yeah, it's just one of those. I think Andromeda's problem is it has a lot of small problems that kind of culminate into the game doesn't feel well after you've put a lot of time into it for some people.
I can see that.
For me, I think the biggest problem is just some of the a lot of the sentence structure in a lot of the dialogue just doesn't feel natural. And this is the point in the YouTube video where we would pan back to fucking what's her name saying that weird ass sentence, something about my mouth or my
face is tired.
Yes.
That's a line that will live on forever.
Yes, my face is tired. It's like that's not what?
Yep. Look, you are never going to live that down if you wrote that line. You live with that line forever.
Oh yeah.
You take that to the grave. And beyond.
Well, I mean, that person's face was tired.
What else do you what can you say to that? If someone comes to you and just goes, my face is tired, what can you respond to that with other than what?
I mean,
I'd be like, love, are you drunk? Love, do you need to sit down? I think you need to sit down.
My response would just simply be okay, and I would have that wow look on my face, like, did they really just say that? Because it's like, I don't know how you respond to that. It's like, okay, if you say so.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those situations that you're just like, I got nothing to respond to that with, because where do I even begin to decrypt what the fuck you're trying to say?
Well,
hey, honey, have you seen my phone?
Unfortunately, I have to bring the mood down because it's quick draw time, and mine goes to what is probably not the best thing to be watching given current circumstances, but is still fascinating to watch, especially if you're a wrestling fan. It's kind of two-part. I'm only linking the one because I don't have an official link to the other one because it's on the network. But wrestling documentaries, specifically from Vice, Dark Side of the Ring, which does a lot of looks into some of the less good things that have happened in the wrestling industry. If you go to that the third row in the first two videos there, yep, that's a two-parter covering the Benoit tragedy. And yep, it goes and covers everything you expect it to cover for the Benoit tragedy. So, but there's other stuff too, like Owen Hart's fall at I want to say it was Raw. Was it Raw? I don't remember the show. But Owen Hart's fall from the top of the arena after a faulty harness gave way, dropping him directly onto the ring in the ring post. And it did kill him. Life of the Road Warriors. New Jack, and one of the things he's responsible for, which is the mass transit incident, which is best described as: do not lie about your age when you want to go wrestle, and do not tell someone who likes to do a lot of drugs that or you break the rules of wrestling when you try to like do something with a guy who does a lot of drugs, because he will cut you open and require you to have 50 stitches. On a 17-year-old kid who lied about his age. And also, he threw one guy off of this very large scaffolding and was aiming for outside the ring. And the guy got lucky enough to only have a broken ankle instead of being dead after following a couple stories. So yeah, maybe not the best. Although one is really entertaining and funny, and is the Herb Abrams story, which can be best described as the story of a guy who really wanted to dethrone Vince McMahon in the 80s. And the belt even has an FU on it to WWF that you can see in that picture. And he lived a life that included lots of hookers and 2 mounds of cocaine on his nightstands in a hotel room. 2 separate mounds, like hills of cocaine on his nightstands. Just picture that for a second. It is they're really fascinating, really insightful. The other one I haven't linked is WWE's documentary on The Undertaker that is covering his career from 2016 onward. If you ever wondered why I was really about that one episode of O's with the boxer and his concussions, go watch the Undertaker documentary. You will understand why by the time you're caught up on the 3 episodes that are out right now. Because, yeah, Taker is someone who, when he's going to have hip replacement surgery, and the doctor asks, how many surgeries you have, him and his wife laugh. Because that's a lot. That is a long list of surgeries. And he named off, I think in the footage, 7 individual surgeries. And that was only like halfway, maybe.
Oof.
Yes. One of them is, in fact, a hip replacement surgery for the other side of the hip that he's going to go under for. So, yeah. I encourage you to look for the Undertaker one. It's on the WWE Network, but you can probably find it elsewhere if you want to go digging for that. Taker is unfortunately one of those people that can't leave the business because his life is the business, kind of, at this point. He can't leave because he just hasn't got that moment where he feels satisfied enough to leave. And it is very sad to see a 70-year-old man continue to get into the ring and like rough up his body more and more and more. Especially because this next episode that I think comes out this weekend probably covers the Goldberg match where he is 5 inches away from dying after Goldberg botched a jackhammer on him. He was inches away from being dropped on his neck. Inches. And bear in mind, something like that almost paralyzed Austin when he got a botched pile driver put on him by Owen Hart. It almost paralyzed him and ended his career. It only shortened his career and put him on the clock for how long he could actually, wrestle. So, anyway, that's my quick draw. Tommy, do you have any quick draws?
No.
Alright, Glock, do you want to shout out anything?
I'm trying to think. Yeah. I've been watching a lot of random anime type shows. And one of the shows, it was the show. It was like a redo of the original show, The Blue Exorcist.
I know vaguely what you're talking about in terms of the original series because I've seen images of it, but I don't know the redo stuff.
They did a redo. It's called like Blue Exorcist Kyoto Saga, I think. I think it's a redo. I'm gonna be starting that soon, so I'm gonna shout out because sure, why not? Give people something to watch since everyone's stuck at home. And if you're looking for something to play, Uncharted, just skip one. Trust me, skip one.
I think most people are gonna honestly tell you can skip one. You don't want to deal with the jank.
Skip one, please.
Yeah. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
No.
All right then. Today, at the normal time, hopefully, unless Tommy's computer. Yeah, as long as Tommy's computer doesn't decide to explode or gain sentience and walk out on him.
Which might happen.
Windows 10 may hijack your computer and decide, nope, I'm going to go over here now. But, we'll be back with some Ichigo as we have the fun of watching 2 episodes that try to ride around the fact the main character's leg is broken and they can't do any filming with him. But other than that, usual stuff this next week. Probably wrapping up Chimera Squad. I don't know what's left from where I left off. It might just be the couple missions and we're done. In that case, I'll scramble for something. For that, Odyssey, more Cage 2, maybe City of Mist this next week.
That's the plan, as long as y'all are happy with it.
Yep. And then back around to Ichigo, where we get introduced to Nigo for the first time. So, yay.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy what you've seen, drop a follow. Really appreciate it. Jumping away at our viewer follower goal. At TeachesZone on Twitter gets you updates on when we go live. It's make point Discord and chat. Get your Discord link. Drop by, say hi. Drop us some questions. We could probably use them in this time of not a lot of news. At least for a couple weeks. But for Glock and for Tommy, I'm Peace. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.
Fuck me.